My husband cheated on Sarah downstairs. Sarah's husband and I hid in the hallway, smoking. We didn't dare go back until they were done. Later, they became increasingly brazen. Sarah's husband said, "I'm going to catch them cheating. What about you?" I was munching on skewers, completely carefree. "You catch them, I'll catch them too." Slowly closing the door, I let out a sigh of relief. I miscalculated, I should have called ahead. If I hadn't been quick-witted, how awkward would that have been? Let's wait for them. I guess I still have to spoil my own husband, right? Opening the emergency exit door, I headed to the communal area on the 18th floor to get some air. After just a few steps, I saw the man from the 18th floor smoking there. "Oh, you can't get in either?" He gave me a faint glance. She said she was making me desserts at home, but there was nothing cooking, and the pastries were still in the takeout box. What a situation. Misery loves company. I borrowed a light from him, and we were making small talk. We chatted from local news to national affairs, and were about to delve into global politics. Finally, sounds and muffled sounds of intimacy drifted down from upstairs. The man checked his watch. "Half an hour, your husband has quite the stamina." Men like to brag, but most are really only 10 minutes. I'm offended. Back home, as I was changing my shoes, Marcus emerged from the kitchen wearing an apron. He took my coat and handbag. "Are you hungry? The soup is ready, I'll quickly whip up a couple more dishes." I could already smell the creamy chicken soup. But with the downstairs incident as a precedent, I reasonably suspected that all the meals I'd been eating were pre-made meals. Still, I put on a happy smile. "Honey, you've worked so hard." Marcus looked tender. "You're the one who works hard outside. Go have some tea, I've brewed some fruit tea. Dinner will be ready in 10 minutes. I scanned the home, holding my glass. The fluffy CU Cheyennes on the sofa were a bit messy, and the trash can in the living room had been replaced. The bedroom window was wide open, and there was a strong gardenia scent. The bathroom had clearly been used, with undried water stains on the floor. Overall, nothing seemed amiss. I nodded with satisfaction. "Honey, dinner's ready." "Okay." I poured the fruit tea down the drain, put down the glass, and went to the living room. We ate quietly in the dining room, exchanging no words. Marcus suddenly brought up his malfunctioning laptop and a new watch that had recently come out. I caught on instantly. I quickly took out my cell phone and transferred $10,000 to him. Marcus's demeanor visibly became more attentive, serving me food and soup. Before clearing the table, he even cut me a plate of fruit. Meanwhile, I was looking at the message Leo sent me from downstairs. "Did you transfer money to your husband? How much did your wife get?" $8,800. Tisk, a $1,200 difference. The middleman is really greedy. That night, Marcus and I slept in the same bed, but it felt like there was a galaxy between us. At 1 a.m., my cell phone rang. I woke up startled from my sleep and quickly answered the call. "Hello, Mr. Williams?" Yes. The quote I gave you is already the lowest." Right, I understand. Everyone's struggling these days." "Okay, next time, my treat. Let's sit down and discuss it in detail." "Alright, then get some rest." After hanging up, I heard a rustling sound of someone turning over beside me. "Honey? Did I wake you?" "Sorry. It's fine, I wasn't asleep anyway." "Go back to sleep, you have to wake up early tomorrow." Oh, my husband is truly thoughtful and understanding. Lying down, I fell asleep instantly. At 2:40 a.m., my cell phone rang again. Without even opening my eyes, I mumbled a few words and hung up. The person beside me was still tossing and turning. I smacked my lips and fell back into a deep sleep. At 4 a.m., the familiar ringtone sounded once more. The person beside me shot up and walked out. I reached out, stopped the ringing, pulled the blanket over me, and went back to sleep. Waking up early, I stretched and started another beautiful day. I ran into Leo in the elevator. I nodded and yawned. "What's wrong? Didn't sleep well?" It was okay. I set 3 alarms before bed. TSK, a Pyrrhic victory? I squinted comfortably. I have good sleep quality. I can fall asleep as soon as my head hits the pillow. He's different, he suffers from insomnia, and he didn't sleep a wink last night. Can't he catch up on sleep during the day? Well, that depends on your wife. By the way, how was your night? Leo's brows were so furrowed, they could crush a mosquito. She wanted it, and kept me up half the night. Your husband isn't cutting it, he clearly didn't satisfy her. No way. I stroked my chin. I bought him a lot of tonics and supplements. Leo pursed his lips. I think I need to go on a business trip. I second that. Before leaving for the business trip, I tossed an old phone with 3 alarms set into the safe, and also changed the safe's password. That afternoon, I sent a message to Marcus from an unknown number. Honey, my phone is missing. I can't replace the SIM card while I'm abroad, so I'll contact you when I'm back in the country. Of course, I hadn't actually left the country. I checked into a nearby hotel. Every day, I ate and drank well. Then I watched videos of Marcus smoking a post-chaos cigarette in front of the safe in the middle of the night, chuckling to myself. On the 4th day of my business trip, the old phone in the safe ran out of battery and shut down. Leo and I met up and ate some barbecue skewers nearby. He said, I'm going to catch them cheating tonight. What about you? I chewed on the lamb. You catch them, I'll catch them too. The scene at that moment went like this. Leo and I rushed in, breaking open the bedroom door with lightning speed. Marcus was on top of Sarah, who was screaming, her hands leaving scratches on Marcus's back. I couldn't help but blink. This good? It must be fake. That wasn't my experience at all. I was still swallowing, but Leo was already in character. His face was pale, and his body trembled. How? How could you do this to me? The two on the bed were overly startled, scrambling for the blanket. Marcus was no match for Sarah and could only hastily pull on his clothes. Leo gave me a look. Act. I quickly got into character and yelled at the top of my lungs, Marcus, you bastard. And then? Time for a fight? Definitely. Leo and I exchanged glances. He charged at Marcus, and I charged at his wife. I ripped off the blanket, grabbed her hair, and slapped her a few times. She screamed for help. But the person who could save her was being beaten up badly by her husband on the floor. The screams, pleas, and curses were music to my ears. After venting, Leo and I stood in the communal area on the 18th floor, smoking post-chaos cigarettes. Half an hour later, he went downstairs, and I went upstairs. Marcus sat on the sofa, bruised and swollen. The home had already been cleaned. But this time, he clearly hadn't sprayed gardenia scent, the air smelled nauseating. This time, there was no need to act, it was all genuine emotion. Marcus, let's get a divorce. He suddenly looked up, his eyes filled with vulnerability, guilt, and pleading. Marcus had a good appearance. In college, he was both a top student and a campus heartthrob. People used to say he was the best-looking programmer, and the best programmer among good-looking men. They said I was attracted to his looks. Well, I guess you could say that. But now, I couldn't feel even a ripple of emotion for the pig-headed man in front of me. He dropped to his knees in front of me with a thud. Honey, I was wrong. I lost my mind. Please give me another chance. Let's not get divorced, okay? Like hell. Marcus, I'd be and working tirelessly outside the home just to support this family and give you a better life. Do you think you've treated me fairly? I was wrong. I shouldn't have done this. I swear, there won't be a next time. Honey, please give me one more chance. How long have you two been together? Just this once, really, only this once. She came to the home to borrow soy sauce. I was a bastard, I couldn't resist her seduction. If I hadn't installed surveillance cameras at home, I might have believed him. Borrowing soy sauce? He really came up with that excuse. Marcus, you've hurt me too much. I want a divorce. Honey, I really know I was wrong. Please give me another chance, just this once. He crawled forward on his knees and hugged my leg. I kicked him away in disgust, rushed into the spare bedroom, and slammed the door shut, locking it. Marcus was still pleading. I yelled, shut up. I don't want to hear you talk. Let me calm down. Okay, I won't say anything. As long as we don't get divorced, you can do whatever you want. I dropped my sobbing voice, curled my lip, and asked Leo, how's it going on your end? She won't agree to a divorce. What about you? Same here. But this was all within my expectations. If it were that easy to agree, it would be too boring. What's the next step? They say that to achieve anything great, you must first suffer greatly in spirit. So, let's start with a round of silent treatment. I stopped talking to Marcus, not even giving him a glance. Any sandwich he made, I would throw directly into the trash can. I refused to answer his calls and deleted any messages he sent. I came home late every day, smelling of alcohol. I didn't sleep in the same bedroom as him. Marcus visibly grew gaunt. He suffered from insomnia night after night and started taking paroxetine again. Finally, his emotions were stretched to their breaking point. On the 8th day, he stopped me. Let's talk things over. I brushed his hand away, flicked imaginary dust from my clothes, and said indifferently, I'll be back at 6 p.m. Okay, I'll wait for you. I arrived home at 6:30. Marcus was pacing anxiously. You're back. Are you hungry? Do you want to eat first? I made your favorite dishes. I dropped my handbag with a thud. Don't talk about irrelevant things. Let's talk. What do you want to talk about? Marcus clenched his fists. I'm tired too. Every day I'm at home, cleaning the home, waiting for you to come back, cooking for you. I feel less and less happy. I don't even feel like myself anymore. I knew what he was going to say. He'd talk about his hard work, my neglect of the household, and my lack of concern for him. These were all things he had told Sarah. And coincidentally, Sarah had the same complaints. So, they instantly clicked, understanding each other perfectly. I watched Marcus suffer. To be honest, I felt nothing. You begged for this life, didn't you? Back then, you said your work stress was too high and you wanted to rest for a while. I agreed without a second thought. From then on, all your expenses, mortgage, and car loan fell on me alone. Is this how you repay me? You only see your own hardships, what about mine? Grace, have you ever considered my feelings? Have you ever thought about spending a little more time with me? I'm a man, I need a gentle, thoughtful wife like Sarah, not a boss who only orders me around. Sarah? It took me a moment to react. Oh, right, Leo's wife. Ugh, she almost made me break character. I quickly delivered today's most important line. Marcus, admit it, you're a selfish, cowardly, incompetent, shamelessly parasitic, and self-righteous scoundrel. You're like a rat in the gutter, even looking at you for a second makes me sick. Shut up. Why should I shut up? Aren't I speaking the truth? I took a step forward, putting myself within his striking range. Physical contact, verbal abuse, finally, he violently pushed me out. I told you to shut up. Ah. AP. Piercing pain shot through me. Damn, I twisted my ankle. I fell to the ground. The next second, blood seeped from beneath me. My expression faltered, I looked up blankly, my hand touching my belly. My baby. Marcus's forward step suddenly stopped. Where did you get a baby from? Since he hooked up with Sarah downstairs, we hadn't had intimacy for over half a year. Men are really strange. He could shamelessly cheat and then shamelessly beg for forgiveness. But if a woman did the same thing, he would feel as if he had suffered a great humiliation. Who is it? Was it the man who drove you home last time? Or the one who called you during your business trip? Grace, how could you do this to me? I curled my lips, gritting my teeth as I spoke in the most sarcastic and sharp voice. What, you're a spent man, and I'm supposed to stay chaste for you? Do you think too highly of yourself, or do you look down on me too much? I got tired of your 3-minute stamina a long time ago. Now's perfect, we'll go our separate ways. But you won't get a dime of my money. With my constant provocation, Marcus's breathing grew heavier, his eyes turned bloodshot, and his body tensed and trembled. Shut up, shut up, shut up. Huh. I scoffed. So what if I don't shut up? Can you strangle me? That one sentence seemed to awaken something in Marcus. The instant my words fell, he lunged, pinning me to the ground, and began to strangle me. 1 second. 2 seconds. 3 seconds. Figures rushed in. Marcus was pinned down, the pressure on my neck disappeared, and I gasped for air. Why didn't you come a little later and collect my corpse? Leo helped me up. Damn, you didn't tell me you were playing such a big game. Why is there blood? Are you pregnant? Fake blood. Alright. The people holding Marcus down were all familiar faces, neighbors from upstairs and downstairs. They exchanged suspicious glances, but their faces also showed unconcealed curiosity. I seized the moment to shout, "You Chia! Ted, and now you're trying to murder me to silence me? I'm calling the police to have you arrested." As someone who always follows through, I certainly wasn't just talking. So I called the police and strongly demanded he be detained for 24 hours. Aren't you going to get checked for injuries? No point. With these injuries, he'd only be detained for 5 days at most. A waste of time. I asked Leo, how's it going on your end? He rubbed his temples. Seeing my firm stance on divorce, she's now trying to divide my assets. Sarah's rhetoric was almost identical to Marcus's. She accused Leo of not giving her enough companionship, of being uncaring, thoughtless, and ununderstanding. She felt insecure and couldn't feel Leo's love for her. The core idea was, even if I cheated, it's still your fault. So she demanded to split the marital assets equally. It's fine. I comforted Leo. Before it gets out tomorrow, I'll go talk things over with her. Talk about how she should return my marital assets. In less than a year, Marcus had spent nearly $150,000 on her. Once, when I trusted him the most, he said he was caught for DUI and had pulled some strings through a friend, but it required a $35,000 facilitation fee. Without a second thought, I transferred the money directly to him. And he didn't hesitate for half a minute, using that money to buy a bag for Sarah. I had various examinations at the hospital, got some medicine, and my neck and leg were fine. Back home, I called a locksmith and had the keypad lock on my front door replaced with a new one. I slept soundly that night. I believed that by tomorrow, everyone in the neighborhood would know Marcus cheated. As for who his affair partner was, I told Sarah, within 3 days, if you can't return all the money on this list, I'll send this list to your parents, then to all her relatives, classmates, friends, and all your neighbors. Sarah glared at me menacingly. Why, how dare you do that? No reason. I simply want my money back. If you can't pay it back, I'll crowdfund for you. How thoughtful of me, right? Sarah was trembling with anger. You wouldn't dare. It's because you're so bossy and only care about money that Marcus doesn't like you. I shrugged. He likes you? Then take him, I don't mind. But first, give me my money back. Remember, you only have 3 days. At 6 p.m., I didn't linger outside, I went home early. I locked the door, braced it with the sofa. I found a movie, baked some fries, and happily put on my headphones. Over 2 hours passed. Around 8:30 p.m., unlock failed and incorrect password sounds started coming in. After 5 seconds of silence, there was a sudden pounding on the door. My name was mixed in with Marcus's cursing, which was filled with expletives. So he was a refined scoundrel after all. After listening for 5 minutes, I called Henry and Margaret. Hello, Grace. Mom, save me. Marcus is going to beat me to death. What's wrong? What happened? He cheated. He slept with another woman, and when I found out, he hit me and tried to strangle me. If someone hadn't called the police, he almost choked me to death. Now I've just come home, and he's trying to hit me again. He's going to beat me to death. Mom, Dad, hurry. He's going to beat me to death. I hung up promptly and calculated the time. It would take Henry and Margaret nearly 20 minutes to get here from their home. Too slow. Marcus was already pounding on the door. I didn't want him to get arrested again before his parents even arrived. Right, Marcus has a cousin who lives nearby. How could I have forgotten him? Brother, save me. Marcus is trying to kill me. I don't dare open the door, he'll beat me to death. People in the residents' group chat were already complaining about the noise, calling him crazy. I sent a voice message with a trembling voice. Can someone help me contact property management? I don't dare. He opened the door, he'll beat me to death. Is it yesterday's guy? Yes, I heard it's the 19th floor. What's wrong? What happened? You don't know? It's hard to say. I'll private message you. Then call the police. What's the point of contacting property management? I was already sobbing. Calling the police is useless too. I already called them yesterday, but he was only detained for 24 hours. I don't dare open the door, he almost strangled me yesterday. Concerned residents were already taking action. They told me to hide well and not open the door. They would contact security and come over together. So, by the time Ethan arrived, Marcus was already pinned against the wall. He struggled desperately. Let me go. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Who are you? I'm his brother. Good that someone from his household is here. This man cheated and even hit his wife. Aren't you going to do something about it? Impossible, there must be a misunderstanding here. Release him first. No matter what, this is a family matter. If you keep this up, I can sue you. Just as the crowd exchanged suspicious glances and slowly loosened their grip, I trembling opened the front door. The moment my eyes met Marcus's, it was like a leopard seeing a rabbit. With a whoosh, Marcus charged at me. Accompanied by my scream, he was grabbed again. Look, just look at him. He looks like he's going to murder me. Ethan's face changed. Marcus, what are you doing? Aren't you going to stop? Marcus wouldn't stop. His eyes looked like he wanted to tear a piece of flesh from me. So what if I cheated? She cheated too, and she's pregnant with someone else's baby. Whoosh. All eyes turned to me. My face turned pale, and I steadied myself against the wall, about to collapse. Marcus, you bastard. You're slandering me. Yesterday you said you'd slander me to get more money in the divorce, but I never thought you'd actually do it. You stay home and don't work. I'm the one earning money to pay the mortgage, car loan, and support you. How dare you do this to me? I cheated? I'm pregnant with someone else's baby? See for yourself. I threw out a medical report. This is a doctor's certificate, with an official stamp. I've never been pregnant. Someone picked up the paper from the ground. Marcus snatched it. His face contorted in rage. Impossible, this is definitely fake. You were clearly pregnant. I haven't touched you in over half a year, so you must have been with someone else. Enough, Ethan yelled. Marcus, stop making a scene. Grace, listen to me. Let's go inside and talk things over. There must be some misunderstanding. Misunderstanding? What kind of misunderstanding? Did he accidentally sleep with someone else? Or did he mistakenly identify the wrong wife? More importantly, who wants to talk? I was just stalling for time. Just then, Henry and Margaret rushed out of the elevator. Marcus! You scoundrel, what are you doing? Marcus stiffly turned his head, and after a moment of bewilderment, his gaze towards me was filled with hatred. Marcus was taken away by Henry and Margaret. Since his parents appeared, he hadn't said another word. He stood there silently, letting his mother slap him repeatedly. Grace. I cowardly retreated, sobbing as I touched my neck, where there were still unhealed marks that, combined with my makeup, looked terrifyingly bruised. I'm scared. He hit me. He tried to kill me. Everyone fell silent. Marcus's menacing eyes remained fixed on me. Leo said, You're not going to drive him crazy, are you? I raised an eyebrow. This is just the beginning. Do you believe it? Even at this point, his family will still try to reconcile us. But, it's hard to say if he'll go crazy and do something extreme. Forget it, I should just hire 2 bodyguards. Around 10 at night, Sarah left her home. Leo no longer lived at home, but he couldn't help that there were cameras inside. He informed me immediately. Marcus's cell phone was still at home. Sarah couldn't reach him, so she would definitely go to Henry and Margaret's home to find him. So I followed her. Sure enough, her destination was the neighborhood where Henry and Margaret lived. She went upstairs and knocked on the door. 10 minutes later, she emerged with Marcus and slipped into the small park. Under the dim streetlights, I turned off the flash and took a not-so-clear photo. I sent it to the residents' group chat where Henry and Margaret lived using a burner phone. From household 1203, is this your son? Why does it look like he's holding someone who isn't your daughter-in-law? The group chat went silent. 2 minutes later, someone jogged over, slowing down as they neared the gazebo, secretly watching the 2 people embracing. A little later, someone else passed by. Household 1203 spoke up strongly. Which household are you? Don't talk nonsense, my son is at home. If you keep spreading rumors, I'll sue you for slander. Okay, maybe I saw wrong. My apologies. At the same time, I timed it to recall the photo. As for what would happen next, I no longer cared. I turned and left, quietly slipped away. Leo said his wife changed her mind again. She would agree to a divorce, but she wanted $250,000. She only wanted $250,000. Leo laughed in anger. $250,000? Does she think my money grows on trees? Before she cheated, I supported her, and I did it willingly. Now she's cuckolded me, and I'm still supposed to support her? She won't get a dime of my money. He said this, gritting his teeth, likely feeling truly insulted. The next day, Sarah lowered her price. She only wanted $125,000. On the 3rd day, Marcus called me. Don't you just want a divorce? As long as you don't bother Sarah, I agree to the divorce. Sarah? Oh. Leo's wife. Before I could reply, he cursed me viciously. Grace, you can just leave your life hugging your money. TSK. Oh, I feel so warm and fuzzy inside. So, is this the end? How could it be? They have to spit that money back out to me. Marcus's call seemed to put Sarah at ease. 3 days passed, and she gave me no explanation. So I went to her parents' home, following the address Leo had given me. Her family was highly educated, and I liked dealing with such intellectuals. Excuse me, are you Sarah's mother? The intellectual woman nodded. Who are you? I pursed my lips, finding it hard to say. I shouldn't have bothered you, but Sarah took $96,800 from my husband, and she refuses to return it. I really have no other choice. The woman didn't believe it. Impossible. My son-in-law has never let my daughter lack financially. Who is your husband? Why would she take money from your husband? I with difficulty took a photo from my handbag. In the photo, Sarah and Marcus were passionately kissing. Auntie, I'm a victim too. I don't believe it. I can't just take your one-sided story. I'll ask my daughter for clarification. Of course, that's your right. Auntie, this detailed list shows the money my husband transferred to Sarah and the things he bought for her over the past 10 months. I have a record of every transaction. If you need to, we can reconcile the accounts one by one. No need, leave. All right. But I can only give her another 3 days. If she still doesn't pay it back, I'll have no choice but to sue her in court. I said leave. Watching's mother looking about to collapse, I felt absolutely wonderful. Marcus's questioning call came, though belatedly. Grace, what exactly do you want? Didn't I warn you not to make trouble for Sarah? I calmly replied, did I agree? Marcus scoffed in anger. Alright. You want a divorce? It won't be that easy. Compared to my side, things were much smoother for Leo. Sarah's parents stepped in and had a talk with Leo. Leo played the victim perfectly, looking dejected and dispirited. I don't want to get revenge on anyone, nor do I want to make things difficult for anyone. I just want a divorce. Sarah cried and made a scene, saying she would agree to a divorce but only if he gave her $100,000. Leo bowed his head, saying nothing. Sarah's parents blushed with shame. Her father even slapped her directly. How dare you speak? Sign it. If you don't sign, I'll disown you. In the end, Sarah signed the divorce agreement and was taken away by her parents, taking all her clothes, bags, and jewelry. Marcus lingered around me for 3 days. On the first day, he tried to force his way into the office, but he couldn't even get past the front desk. On the second day, he waited in the underground parking garage. The moment I appeared, he rushed towards me, but my bodyguard stopped him. Grace, what do you mean? Your emotions are too unstable right now. You're irritable, volatile, and prone to violence. Marcus, aren't you taking your medication on time? What nonsense are you talking about? I adjusted my glasses. Marcus, stop using those intimacy-enhancing drugs. They'll conflict with your psychiatric medications. Haven't you noticed you're becoming increasingly neurotic? Grace, I'll kill you. On the third day, Marcus walked straight into the home. We were still married, and technically, he legally owned half the house, so it seemed reasonable that he'd hire someone to pick the lock. He smashed everything in the house like a madman. I calmly watched and took photos for evidence. My calm and unflustered demeanor provoked him, and he menacingly walked towards me. My bodyguard stood in front of me. He sneered. What, do you need 2 men to satisfy you? I haven't touched you all year. Are you incredibly desperate? Let me tell you, I'd rather touch anyone else but you. Grace, we're not done yet. Marcus's presence was always extremely unpleasant. But fortunately, Sarah transferred the money to me. I don't know how she managed to gather all the money within those 3 days, nor do I care. As long as the money was in my possession, she would have nothing more to do with me from then on. As for Marcus, early the next morning, I drove directly to Henry's workplace. It was a large garment factory, and he was a minor official in the General Affairs Department. For 10 years, day in and day out, he worked diligently, never late or left early, never took a day off. If you went to his office, you would definitely find him there. Sure enough, when I pushed open the office door, he was holding his thermos and chatting with a colleague. Seeing me, the smile on his face froze, and he even instinctively took a step back. I gave him no chance to speak, and with a sobbing voice, I prepared to kneel down. Dad, please save me. I beg you, make Marcus leave me alone. Whoa, what are you doing? The 2 closest to me quickly helped me up, and I stood up with their help. Aren't you Henry's daughter-in-law? I even attended your wedding. What happened? Why are you covered in injuries? I sobbed as I pulled down my sleeve, covering the bruises on my arm. Of course, these weren't real injuries, they were special effects makeup I hired someone to do. Henry clearly wanted to shut me up, stiffly suggesting we go outside to talk. I acted as if I had suffered a huge trauma, trembling and muttering to myself. He slept with someone else, he cheated, he emptied out all our savings, and he's still demanding money from me. He smashed the house to pieces, and he hit me and said he would kill me. Please let me go. I won't pursue anything anymore, I just want a divorce. He's gone crazy, he's really going to kill me. Henry's face turned dark. Out. What are you all looking at? Everyone get out. The onlookers looked embarrassed and started to leave. I quickly grabbed one of them. No, you can't go. Grace, what are you doing? Henry reprimanded me, and I flinched, fearfully letting go. His face darkened even more. Henry, this is your family's fault. I heard your son hasn't been working for several years, and your daughter-in-law has been the one earning money. How could he cheat? Exactly, and he hit her too. And he's asking for money? That's not honorable. Henry placed his thermos on the table with a thud. As soon as he opened his mouth, I preempted him, shouting at the top of my lungs. I know Marcus has been hiding things from you, and he threatened me not to tell. But I really can't take it anymore, I'm going to die. Please let me go, make Marcus leave me alone. Henry gritted his back teeth. Right. I didn't know about this before, but now that I do, I definitely won't ignore it. If he acts foolishly again, I'll beat him to death. 2 days later, Henry and Margaret contacted me, saying Marcus had agreed to the divorce. Their voices were cold, even carrying resentment. I didn't care about that at all. Leo accompanied me on the day I signed the divorce agreement. He didn't go in, waiting for me outside. Marcus appeared, accompanied by Henry. After sitting down, I placed the divorce agreement in front of him. We didn't have child custody to fight over. The only thing to clarify was the asset division. He would leave with nothing. Marcus stared at the terms for a long time. Then he looked at me. At his father's urging, he blankly took the pen and wrote his name. After he finished writing, I stood up decisively. See you tomorrow at 8 a.m. at the courthouse. Don't be late. I left the coffee shop first. Leo got out of the car and naturally took my handbag. It's over? Get in the car. Stop. Marcus's voice came from behind. He took a few large strides and ran in front of us, staring intently at Leo. It's you? What are you doing here? You. I get it, this was all your plan. You were scheming against Sarah and me, weren't you? Henry caught up, his face dark. What are you doing now? Come home with me. Marcus T. Threw him off. Henry staggered a few steps, nearly falling. Marcus, have you really lost your mind? Marcus acted as if he didn't hear. Yeah, what a coincidence that you found us. You were clearly in cahoots. Have you two been hooked up for a while? Is the baby in Grace's belly yours? You. Ugh. Leo grabbed his collar and punched him in the stomach. Marcus grunted, unable to even bend over. Leo leaned close to his ear and said coldly, Did you think you could sleep with my wife for free? Didn't you notice that you and your family were being followed whenever you came or went? Marcus, your life is on borrowed time. Don't cause trouble, just get the divorce done, and don't provoke me. Marcus was shoved hard, falling to the ground. His face was pale, and he looked stunned. Behind him, Henry stood expressionless. Leo asked me, will this really work? I nodded. Maybe not for others, but Marcus already suffers from insomnia, and with his depression and anxiety, his psychological defenses are almost non-existent. And I wanted to mess with his head. Leo took a deep breath. Indeed, never cross a woman. I chuckled softly. In this world, no one should be too arrogant. If you're too arrogant, even a rabbit will bite you. How did I discover Marcus was cheating? It was his second year after he quit his job and stayed home. A new couple moved in downstairs and brought us some cookies. Marcus said they were delicious and that he'd learned to make them for me. I never saw those cookies, but 3 months later, there was a bag of wontons in the house. Marcus said the thoughtful and understanding wife downstairs made them herself to thank him. She struggled with parking in her spot multiple times, so frustrated she was almost crying. I just told her to get out and parked it for her. It was a minor thing. Marcus spoke about it enthusiastically. At that time, I felt sorry for him. I knew he was bored with his life, so even the smallest bit of excitement made him talk about enthusiastically. I just didn't expect him to cheat, and so quickly. Just half a month later, we were riding the elevator down together. I was in front, and he and Sarah were behind me. With a casual glance back, in my peripheral vision, I saw his hand briefly touched and separated from Sarah's. They gazed at each other lovingly, cheating right under my nose. What did that feel like? My entire scalp was tingling, my vision blurred, my feet felt like lead, dragging me down, falling endlessly. A bottomless abyss. The day Marcus and I went to the courthouse, the weather was exceptionally good. I drove myself, but Marcus brought Sarah. It was clear they wanted to appear victorious in front of me, but couldn't even fill out his suit. As for Sarah, without a comfortable life and someone to support her, she looked drawn. Grace, thank you for making it possible for Marcus and me. I nodded, in full agreement. Then I wish you both best of luck to you both. You two better stay together and don't poison anyone else's life. Coming out of the courthouse, Marcus spoke his first words to me that day. Grace, I'll make you regret this. I curved my lips into a smile. Good luck to you. Sarah, a demanding wife with high financial and emotional needs. And was just an ordinary man who craves novelty and mistakes excitement for love. I wanted to see who would wear Sarah down first, or if Sarah would drive him crazy first. My life returned to normal during the month I waited for the divorce cooling-off period to end. I listed for sale the house I was currently living in and stayed at a hotel near the office. Work filled my life, leaving me no time to think about anything else. Speaking of which, I should thank Marcus. It was his sudden resignation back then that pushed me out. Otherwise, I probably would have gotten pregnant, had children, and become a stay-at-home wife. If that had been the case, facing Marcus's cheating, I would surely have fallen apart. Leo got his divorce certificate few days before me. As soon as he got the divorce certificate, he made a call to me. It almost fell through, but thankfully I warned her a few times before we went in. Sure enough, she tried to back out. Sarah didn't want the divorce anymore. She wanted to come crawling back. As for the reason, Leo wasn't interested. Seriously, once someone has no dignity, they're unstoppable. You should be careful too. After hearing that, I subtly inquired about it. Apparently, the day after Marcus and I came out of the courthouse, Sarah boldly showed up at Henry and Margaret's house. Chaos ensued, and Marcus's mother suffered an anger-induced illness and was taken to the hospital. So they settled for a compromise and rented a place outside. They were probably happy for a few days. Then started frequently borrowed money. He borrowed from all his friends and relatives, anywhere from a few hundred to a few $1,000s. But he couldn't meet her demands, he couldn't satisfy Sarah. Soon, their relationship fell apart. Marcus cursed Sarah, calling her shameless. Sarah mocked Marcus, saying he was useless in bed. Cursing and fighting, without any dignity. It ended with Marcus collapsing, convulsing, and being taken to the hospital. 2 days before getting the divorce certificate, I arranged to meet Marcus. He had changed so much I barely recognized him. Unshaven, skin and bones, eyes lifeless, looking as if his spirit and body were drained. Grace, I regret it. Can we start over? Sarah was the one who seduced me, she just wanted me to spend money on her. I was too lonely, that's why I fell for her tricks. Can we be good now? Can we have a good life together? I looked at him dispassionately. I didn't ask you to meet to talk about that. Then what do you want to talk about? Tell me, I'm listening. I pulled out a photo and pushed it in front of him. This is a warning. I have hundreds of photos like this. Don't back out at the courthouse the day after tomorrow, or I'll make s. Everyone gets a copy. Marcus's face changed almost instantly. His pitiful expression turned menacingly. How dare you? This is spreading obscene material, you'll go to jail too. Ha, he's quite sharp, actually. That's fine. I'd rather go to jail than be associated with you. I'll go in there, rehabilitate and become a new person. As for you, even if you're free, you won't be able to live like a decent human being. Marcus, I'll tear the net just to kill this fish, I can always mend the net later. So, don't provoke me, got it? The muscles in Marcus's face almost twisted. Suddenly, he pulled out a knife from somewhere. I'll kill you. Thump. He was kicked away. The bodyguard disarmed him and pinned him to the ground. Should I call the police? No, it's a family matter. I've forgiven him. Facing the strange looks from the people around, I looked down at him. You actually thought I'd come to meet you alone? How naive can you be? Marcus, behave yourself. Don't delay my divorce certificate the day after tomorrow. The day after tomorrow, I'll either be divorced or widowed, you choose. The moment I got the divorce certificate, I felt completely at ease. It turned out that no matter how indifferent I pretended to be, there had always been a tight string stretched within me. Now I was truly relaxed. Marcus was escorted in and out by Henry and Margaret. I didn't hide the incident with the knife from Henry and Margaret. I even suggested that if Marcus had any more aggressive outbursts, they might consider taking him to the hospital. What kind of hospital? A psychiatric one, of course. They cursed me, saying I had ill intentions. I smiled and hung up the phone. Some things don't need much explanation. You plant a seed, and then, whenever related events occur, that seed will expand endlessly and eventually dominate people's thoughts. Leo called me, inviting me to dinner to celebrate my single status. The place he chose was secluded. We ate and chatted, and drank quite a bit. Leo squinted, looking at me. I think we're quite compatible. I raised an eyebrow. Please don't say, give us a try. He was silent for 2 seconds. Why? No reason. It's just not necessary. If there's another opportunity in the future, I hope we can still collaborate professionally. Strictly professional. As for anything else, it's really not necessary. Leo chuckled softly and shook my hand. All right, I'll listen to you. After everything was out in the open, the last bit of awkwardness between us completely vanished. Leo reminded me to stay safe. Marcus had broken down. No one knew what someone like that might do. But thankfully, I had already sent my parents out of town. I was also planning to start over there. Maybe I'd go back to my old profession, or maybe I'd start a new career. Either way, it was a fresh start.